There is a number that knows who you are. Not your salary, not your age, the first $100,000 you ever save. Charlie Munger said the first 100K is and I will clean up his language, a real struggle. He said you must do whatever it takes to get there. What he did not say, what nobody says out loud, is why it is a struggle. It is not a math problem. The math is embarrassingly simple. It is a personality test, the longest and most honest one you will ever take, and it has no multiple choice. And tonight, I am going to show you the questions in advance. Here is the first thing you learn on the road to 100,000, usually in month 3. Money does not change you. Money amplifies you. Whatever you already are, quietly, in the dark, the number turns the volume up on it. Impatient people become frantic. Anxious people become obsessed. Show-offs find new audiences. The climb does not build your character, it X-rays it. Question 1 on the test. What is your relationship with boredom? Because here's what they never show you in the movies about money. The first 100,000 is not built in dramatic moments. It is built on a Tuesday, a gray, unremarkable Tuesday when the transfer goes through. $300, $400, whatever your number is, and absolutely nothing happens. No confetti, no level up sound. The balance ticks up by an amount that changes nothing about your life. And then it is Wednesday. Compounding in the beginning is a joke told in slow motion. You save for a full year, an entire year of skipped upgrades and packed lunches and staying home, and the interest, the actual growth, buys you a decent dinner, one dinner for a year. Your money is working, technically, the way a seed is technically a forest. And this is where the test quietly fails most people. Not with a crisis, with a yawn. They do not quit because it is hard. They quit because it is boring. And nobody warned them that boring was the test. The ability to watch a small number grow slowly without poking it, without abandoning it for something shinier, is so rare that the people who have it end up owning nearly everything. Question 2. What do you do when a friend passes you? Because someone will. This is guaranteed. Somewhere around your 30 or 40,000, a friend, and it is always a friend, never a stranger, will hit something, a crypto coin, a startup windfall, an inheritance, a business that catches, and in 6 months he will make what your discipline was going to take 6 years to build. And he will not be quiet about it. The car will appear, the trips will appear, and you will sit there with your spreadsheet, your beautiful, boring, correct spreadsheet, and a voice in your head will say the most dangerous sentence in personal finance. Maybe I am the idiot. Watch what you do next, because this is the question. Envy is the only one of the deadly sins that offers you no pleasure at all, none, and yet it moves more money than any bank. The people who fail here do not fail by feeling envy. Everyone feels it. They fail by acting on it, by taking the seed they planted, digging it up in year 2, and throwing it at whatever their friend just got lucky on, usually at the exact top. The test is not, can you avoid the feeling? The test is, can you feel it, name it, and go back to your Tuesday? Question 3. Who are you in a storm? At some point on the climb, the market will take a knife to your progress. It always does. You will open the app on some red morning and see that 8 months of packed lunches evaporated overnight. 8 months of your actual life, the concerts you skipped, the version of you that said no, marked down like clearance merchandise. And here the test splits people into 3 types, and you do not get to choose which one you are with words, only with hands. The first type sells everything, locks in the loss, and tells everyone the game was rigged. The second type stops looking, stops contributing, freezes, and calls the paralysis patience. And the third type, the rare type, reads one sentence somewhere. The market transfers money from the impatient to the patient, takes a breath that tastes like fear, and buys their regular, boring Tuesday amount anyway. With shaking hands sometimes.
Courage in markets never feels like courage. It feels like nausea with a schedule. Question 4, and this is the sneaky one, can you be trusted with a little? Because somewhere around 70, 80,000, a new voice shows up, a warmer voice. It says, look at you. Look how far you have come. You have earned a little something. And it is not wrong. That is the trap. It is half right. There is a version of rewarding yourself that keeps you human, and there is a version that quietly reroutes the pipeline, where every milestone becomes a purchase, every purchase becomes a new baseline, and 18 months later you're a person with nice things and $60,000, moving backward with excellent posture. The test question is not whether you enjoy money, it is whether you decide the celebrations, or the voice does. Discipline that cannot bend becomes brittleness. Discipline that bends whenever asked was never discipline. The whole exam lives in that gap. And then, one day, without ceremony, the number arrives, 100,000. You will look at it, and I need to prepare you for this moment, because it is nothing like you think.
There is no feeling, or rather, there is a strange one. The number sits there, 6 figures, the thing you chased for years, and it looks small, ordinary, a screen like any other. Nobody claps. The world does not know. You will make coffee that day like every other day, and in that flat, quiet moment, you will finally understand what you actually built, because it was never the money. You built a person who can wait, a person who watched a friend get rich and stayed in their seat, a person who bought through the storm with shaking hands, a person who can hold a little power without being rearranged by it. The 100,000 is just the receipt. The purchase was you. And here is the secret that makes the whole struggle make sense, the reason Munger said do whatever it takes. The second 100,000 does not need that person built from scratch. It arrives in half the time. The third, faster still. Not just because compounding finally wakes up, though it does, the snowball finally big enough to feel, but because the test does not repeat itself. You already answered the questions. Boredom, envy, fear, restraint, paid in full, one Tuesday at a time. Money compounds, but character compounds first and faster and forever. So if you are on the climb right now, somewhere in the boring middle, 5 figures deep, and wondering why it feels like nothing is happening, something is happening. You are being asked the 4 questions, slowly, in the only language the truth speaks, which is time. Most people never even sit the exam. You are halfway through it. The first 100K is a struggle. It is supposed to be. It is not testing your income. It is deciding whether you can be trusted with the rest.